In order to nurture people, we must accept responsibility for them. My name's Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day. My mission is to inspire you to be the greatest catalyst that you can be for your environment. I have been given the privilege of being a leader in society many, many times in my life, and thus have been responsible for making sure that the people that encouraging to build alongside me are taken care of, that they have the tools, the environment in place to make sure that they get what they want out of the experience. Now, many leaders in society do not view their role as one of nourishers, one of nutrition providers for their cohort, for their teams. And I think this ends up leading to a culture of tremendous selfishness. The job of a leader is one of a privileged situation. To have the responsibility of other people on your shoulders means that you have A, gotten to a place in life where you can at least take responsibility for yourself, and B, that you care about the outcome of these people's lives. Gary Vee talks about this consistently, that someone at a younger age in a company will have different needs and wants out of their company than someone that is perhaps 5 years or 10 years older than them. If we don't understand that each of the people that is working for us is a human being that has needs, oftentimes we'll fail to get what we actually need out of them because we don't care enough. Now, it's difficult to do, as is anything, well, as are most things in life that are worth doing. But what is it really that helps us boil down exactly what we need to do in order to nourish these people, in order to provide the right environment for them to grow? Well, we need to take the time to listen. And this is something that I've realized a lot of leaders do not build into their system, their regimen, right? We're really, really busy looking for new forms of revenue, new initiatives, new people outside of our immediate group to tend to. And so we don't realize how very important that 15 or 20 minutes of conversation with our group, with the people we are leading, is. I have believed for a while that having those one-on-one conversations with any group, your friends, your family, your social circle, your church group, whatever it is, having those one-on-one conversations actually builds the most amount of trust, because there is no place to escape. There is no disjointing of a conversation when there is only two people involved. Really, three or below tends to be, in my opinion, the best way to go. But the reality is, if we don't take the time to listen to what people are going through, asking the correct questions, saying, hey, where do you want to be? Do you think that you're getting that out of your current position? And if not, what can we do to make sure that you are getting that thing? Taking the time to have those conversations drastically improves the output of the people in your system, but also make sure that when difficult times hit in life, and they will, that everyone is working together. Everyone has a sense of trust and a sense of responsibility for making the system grow. So I would highly advise that if you're in a leadership position in any capacity, to spend the time to listen. Or if you are not particularly skilled at that, if you don't have the expertise of human resources or of managing people, that you get someone in your system that has that dedicated role assigned to them, someone that is particularly compassionate, someone that listens and also integrates feedback. The way I see it is, if you cannot integrate the feedback from your cohort, your group, your team, then very likely you will not integrate the feedback from the very people that you are serving. In a business sense, that means that your clients won't be particularly happy. And in a social and a life sense, that means that your relationships might not flourish in the process. So, food for thought for being in a position, a privileged position, of actually being responsible for how people are spending their time and whether or not they feel good about the time that they're spending with you or with that system. I'll give you an example. I work at a dental practice, and I am kind of the manager there. I'm also a dentist there, but I spend at least half an hour a week with each of my employees. Now, I currently have about 10 people to attend to, which tends to be a lot on a Friday evening. However, if I don't invest that time, often what happens is that something creeps up. Something happens slowly, where an employee is actually going through some shit. And I wonder to myself, oh my goodness, are they just slacking? Are they just not all that passionate about their job? I have all of these questions, and essentially I'm ignorant to the answers. Where a conversation for about even 10 minutes, really minimally, it takes about 20 seconds of listening to at least get an assumption or a vague understanding of what someone's going through. So without that, we begin to become judgmental. We begin to think to ourselves that we are outperforming XYZ person, whereas really we might just not be providing the environment that will make everyone more productive. This also goes into if you have hired someone that has a personality of a bully, even if they are highly performing out of the cohort, they might be performing well because they're actually suppressing the needs, the desires of the people around them, and making sure that the needs and the desires that they have are fulfilled. Now, you have to be very careful with these personalities, because if they are essential to your system, you need to figure out in the long term what is going to be the way to satisfy that job requirement while maintaining a homeostasis in the environment that you're working in. So, food for thought for my leaders, my catalysts out there that are trying to foster communities, foster groups in general, that it's going to take time, but it is your responsibility as a leader in the system to make sure that people at the very least are feeling heard and that things are being done about what you are hearing. It is not enough to simply take it in and say, okay, sure, I understand what you're going through. You need to take that next step and actually augment things for that person, for their job description, whatever it is, that will allow them to feel like, my goodness, I am truly supported by the company that I work for. This at least is my initial philosophy in making sure that the people that work for us or work with us stay with us, so that all that time investment, all that energy that we put into people is not wasted, but is rather seen as an investment. So, if you enjoyed this video, I have one right here that talks a little bit more about management. It talks about the essential desires that people have, the essential skills that we need to accumulate in order to manage effectively. So actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care of yourself.